I still think she has the best AMANAR ever. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bray. Here we talk about gymnastics. I'm a former elite and all-American gymnast, and I currently coach gymnastics and am a gymnastics judge. So to say that gymnastics is a huge passion of mine is an understatement. Today we're going to be looking at a requested video of comparing Simone Biles, McKayla Maroney, and Rebeca Andrade's AMANAR vault. If you don't know what an AMANAR is, it is a Yurchenko 2.5 laid out twist. A very, very difficult vault, and we are going to compare the three of theirs right now. Okay, so first we're going to watch Simone's vault, then McKayla's, and then Rebeca's. I have them all side by side at one point. We're going to do a comparison on the height, and I'm just going to kind of walk through it, give my little spiel, and I still stand where I stood before I even made this video. I have an opinion of who I think has the best AMANAR that I've ever seen from the female women's side. So we'll see what your opinion is, what your take is. I'm really interested to see other people's take that do disagree with me. You know, it's all fun. It's all whatever. It's just comparing three amazing vaulters and kind of trying to come up with who we think has the best AMANAR. So I tried to get videos of everyone's most recent AMANARs. I'm not sure if I got like the most recent, but from what I found, they're pretty recent for them. Obviously, like McKayla's most recent AMANAR was in 2013. Simone's most recent AMANAR that I could find was 2019 Worlds. Most recent AMANAR for Rebeca was in the 2020 Olympics. So I tried my best to do it as recent and still do one of their better vaults. But yeah, I can only control it so much. So here we go. Play. All right, so here is Simone's. Gorgeous, as always. Here is McKayla's. Drama, as always. And Rebeca's. Okay, so this one's from a practice one. It was just a better angle than this one. Or not a better angle. It was just a better landing. So let me pause. That's why I did two of Rebeca's, because it was I kind of felt unfair to Rebeca because her most recent AMANAR didn't have the best landing, so I don't want to like compare that. But it was her most recent one, so I'm like, so I showed these last two because this one had a better landing, and then the other one is a much better angle, so like a better landing and then much clearer video. So that's all of theirs separately in real-time motion. Now I tried my best to edit it where I could put them side by side. I compared Rebeca's to McKayla's, Rebeca's to Simone's, and then Simone's to McKayla's, just so we could kind of see a visual of them. So that's what I'm going to break down right here. So right here we have McKayla on the left and Simone on the right. And the biggest thing I wanted to do in this video was compare the block and the entry of the vault. So right here you can see they're going at the exact same time. McKayla gets to that table, and just watch how McKayla explodes immediately off the table. Simone does too, but I feel like McKayla does it much quicker. So boom. See how McKayla's just rises and she hits and goes. If you kind of just look in the middle of the screen, like you see where the line is, just look at that line and use your peripheral to compare McKayla and Simone's. And I feel like you can see a difference in speed of McKayla's block to Simone's block. So let's just try that again. Watch in the middle of the screen. Boom. I feel like it's very subtle, but I feel like you can see it. You can notice it, especially like if you know gymnastics. Like that's how I feel. That's how I can see it. Is I think McKayla's is a quicker block. I also think that McKayla's goes a lot higher than Simone's. It's kind of hard to really compare because the angle of this video for Simone is not the same angle as McKayla, so it could look like Simone's is lower when it's actually not. But also we have to compare their height. McKayla is taller than Simone, so I do think McKayla's is higher, but it's kind of hard to know unless we get them the exact same angle and things like that. All right, moving on. This is Simone to Rebeca's. Here they are. Very similar entries. Simone definitely gets on and off the table better than Rebeca, in my opinion. Again, look at the line and see who you think blocks first. I think Simone. Again, very subtle, but it's Simone to me. And Simone goes higher than Rebeca, in my opinion, which is impressive given the fact that Simone's smaller than Rebeca. I think she's shorter. That's what I mean. I think she's shorter than Rebeca. So yeah, right here, right off the block, you can just see Simone block straight to a handstand. Rebeca's kind of letting go not letting go, kind of blocking right at the handstand, whereas Simone blocks before the handstand. Also, sorry for any screaming that ever happens in my videos. I have a toddler, and like, sorry, not sorry. He's 3, he likes to play, and he's loud, so it is what it is. But yeah, I think right there is where Simone just does a little bit of a better job. Okay, now we're gonna do Rebeca and McKayla's. McKayla gets to the vault so much faster. She blocks off like, it's obvious with McKayla and Rebeca. Again, look at the line. And McKayla is, I'm trying to get them as close as possible, hitting their feet or hitting their hands on the hand mat, which they both are doing right now. But McKayla's so much faster, just snapping her feet down, getting her chest up, reaching back to the vault than Rebeca. And that's why she has a better vault. She's just so much faster at it. Her technique is a little bit better. And you can just see the clear difference of those two vault. Just immediate. And McKayla literally blocks way before handstand. And it's just so good. Okay, so this is where I tried to compare their height the best as possible. I put the 3 photos of them, and I put the vaults even with each other. I thought maybe that would be the most like accurate way to get a comparison. Again, I don't like this shot of Simone because it's more from like an up angle, but it's the video of like the most recent AMANAR I could find of hers. So I think she's a little bit higher than she might actually look, but nonetheless, I don't think she still goes the highest. So right here, you can see, I just measured it from their hips all the way to the table. And obviously, McKayla's is going to be the highest. Like, it really is. McKayla blocks the highest on the vaults. And then I think Rebeca is a little bit taller in general in her block than Simone. I know earlier I said I think Simone blocks higher. I don't really know if she actually does. I think, you know what? No, I take it back. Simone blocks higher, but I don't think she gets as good as distance. No, her distance is great. There's something different about her in Rebeca's vault. Okay, no, I know what it is. I definitely think Simone's goes higher, but the difference with Rebeca and Simone is Simone twists and blocks. Everything is still rising as she does all of that. I feel like when Rebeca goes, she gets to the top right here, and then she starts twisting and flipping on the way down, if that makes sense. Simone does a really good job of blocking, twisting, flipping on the way up, whereas Rebeca kind of blocks and then flips and twists kind of on the way down. It's very subtle. It's not terrible at all, or she wouldn't be able to make the vault. But I feel like that's the difference that I see in their two vaults is Simone goes block, boom, twisting, flipping, still rising. Now she's falling down. Whereas Rebeca, she blocks, she lifts. Now she's twisting and flipping and falling down. If that makes sense, hopefully that's a good, you guys are kind of following that. But I think, again, based off of the quickness of the entry, the height of the block, I don't really want to count the landings because Rebeca's was bad. I think McKayla's is going to be the winner every time. I think Rebeca twists a little early on the table. You can see her right here, her shoulders kind of already twisted. If you watch McKayla's, she's not twisted, now she's twisting. So really, hers is really, really good. I think even Simone does a really great job of hitting and then waiting to twist. So I think if I had to put these in order, I would go from number 1 would be McKayla's, number 2 would be Simone's, and then number 3 would be Rebeca's. I think a big reason I always choose McKayla too, I think McKayla's done a better job at being more consistent and keeping her shoulders open when she blocks. You can see right here very subtly, Simone slightly closes her shoulders. If you see this kind of little V angle right here in her shoulders, that's a little bit of her closing her shoulders. Whereas, watch right here, McKayla, notice how her shoulders are staying open, and then she automatically blocks through there. She never really closes her shoulders, which is why she's going the highest. Like, it's so many things why McKayla is going the highest, but a huge part of that is the fact that she leaves her armpits open or flat, whatever you want to say about it. She doesn't let anything kind of close in her shoulders before she starts twisting. And you can see that right here with Rebeca a lot right here. See how she hits, and do you see how her chest is kind of over her armpits? Yes, I know she's a girl and she has breasts and like whatever, but I can still tell like that has nothing to do with it. It's her armpits. Her armpits, as she hits, they kind of give out like this rather than like McKayla does. As she hits, they completely pull back and open. So hopefully you're able to kind of see what I'm trying to point out. It is kind of difficult if you're not too familiar with what I mean, but I think McKayla and Simone's are very similar. I think Simone closes it just a little bit compared to McKayla keeping it flat the whole time. And then I do think Rebeca closes hers a little bit more than the rest of them. And that's why it affects her height. And that's probably why she ended up landing like this. I mean, her height was actually fine. I feel like, see right there, her landing was good. It's just right there, her knees are way over her toes. So I think her momentum just threw her forward. And then she had to drop her chest down. But yeah, that's how I feel about all three of those vaults. I think those three have like some of the best AMANARs in the world. So it's really fun to compare the best of the best and see what is different about them, because they're the most subtle things and they're the most, like tiny little detail things that if you don't know, you wouldn't even recognize. But those tiny little details make obviously a huge difference in that first to third place, because the little details make the bigger picture. So hopefully I was able to point that out well enough for you guys. You were able to see that. Let me know what your guys' thoughts, why you think one vault is better than the other. If you disagree with me, if you agree with me with whose AMANAR you think is a little bit better. But other than that, that is it for the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you for supporting my channel. My Etsy shop is linked down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!